Alright guys, here's take number 5,000. Sorry guys, I love interruptions when recording this, but anyways, here we go. We got the first warm-up set, we got 5 with the body weight, and you can see my happy trail. Thank you, Hoodie, for not actually going past my stomach. And this is what you guys wanted, right? Anyways, you guys can tell I got fat, alright? That bulk destroyed me. I'm sitting around 195 right now, or roughly around 14% body fat. Which is really good because by those statistics, I put on a little bit of good mass. So anyways, here's my first working set. I have 47.5 strapped on to my belt, and I am going to try and get 5 reps. And you know, guys, today was a good day for PRs, alright, because everything was good. Actually, this whole week's been really good for PRs. I mean, the overhead press was good, weighted pull-ups were pretty good. I'm going to work on range of motion a little bit better, but the one thing I've really changed, which is I could say single-handedly will probably affect my training style in general, is that I decided to use the legit 10% drops in weight, because before I was just like, I'll just drop 10 pounds of weight on the belt. But now I stopped being such a moron, and now I'm using the legit total absolute weight for the 10% drop. So I just drop on 25, and I really focus on range of motion. So I try to get about 7 to 8 reps with 25 strapped on. And here we are, just seeing how wide my back is. Hashtag no traps. Hashtag wide back, hashtag no traps. Anyways, the reason why I don't have traps is because I don't really do direct trap training. But anyways, the reason why you want to get a better range of motion on things like pull-ups or anything back related in general is that these exercises grow. These muscle groups grow really well with the stretch, the tension and stretch. You can sit there and try and tell me wrong, but as you can tell, the range of motion is so much better on this. But anyways, like for instance, if you're doing a trap bar deadlift or you're doing farmer walks, I mean, tell me your traps are not going to grow due to the stretch. I think it's just the nature of the back and the traps, because they're supposed to be for stabilization, especially the traps. So traps are for stabilization, and that's why they grow upon higher stretch stimulus. But anyways, that was my second working set, and that range of motion was so beautiful, I had to cry. You guys understand, right? Do you guys ever cry when you PR? Because I'm one of those guys. I mean, guys, just think of it like in my shoes. When you start your fitness journey, when you can do one good pull-up, and then you get to the point where you're strapping weight to your body and bumping out some good reps, there's nothing better in this world. Nothing satisfies me more. Trust me. You seeing yourself grow every day, getting stronger, improving yourself. And not even just like this fitness aspect, but like I can say like my knowledge of fitness increased at least threefold over the course of this year, because you get rid of the dogmatic approach. When I first started fitness, I listened to the stupid bros, and the bros is what's going to hinder you the most. You gotta find ways. You gotta like really do some research on your own about nutrition and fitness in general. You gotta learn things about like how to use periodization when you're not a novice lifter anymore, because linear progression is only useful when you're a novice. Or I mean, if you use it as an advanced or not intermediate lifter, it's scaled back by a lot. And that's why. But anyways, here's my second exercise of the day. It was standing alternating dumbbell curls, making those biceps grow. I do straight sets with this with 55, 6 reps per arm, using progressive overload, because last time I did this exercise, I got 8 reps per arm with 50s, and so, you know, using progressive overload, I look like I'm about to try and take a dump, but, you know, that's lifting in a nutshell. Alright guys, when you push yourself as hard as you do, you gotta pour your soul into it. Not the failure, but, you know, pour a majority of your soul into it. Have a goal, hit that goal, and be good. But just be aware of your rate of rate of perceived crap, I forgot. It's the RPE thing. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how much effort you put into a set. Rate of perceived exertion. There we go. I was trying to keep in between that 8 and 9 on the scale of 1 to 10 in terms of effort used, because if you go to a 10 and it's a grinder, you run the risk of not being able to recover at an efficient rate, and you're going to leave gains on the table, and progression is going to be a lot harder. trust me. I blame my bench. Actually, 90% of the reason why I probably haven't been progressing at all on my bench at a rate I'd like to is because I kept training to failure on bench. But anyways, we are. This is the third set. My goal for these dumbbell curls is I probably want to get up to. I could probably get up to about 65s, and then see where I can go from there, because I do use a little bit of momentum on these curls, but that's fine. As long as my back is straight and stiff and I'm not like hyperextending, then I'm perfectly okay with that. Here's one exercise I wanted to show you guys, but me being more on the camera's a little off on it, but anyways, it was face pulls. This is really good for the rear delt traps and really good for saving your rotator cuff loveliness, because you guys, I can honestly say there's a lot of bench whores out there that don't do any rotator cuff work and they get impingement and then they wonder why. I see a lot of freaking gorillas walking around, trust me, like they have no idea, like guys, like it's bad. I see people all the time, like they're the benching bros, like all I do is bench, and then like I just see like their natural standing posture, and then it's like their shoulders are rounded forward, they look like gorillas, and you know what, you run the risk of looking like an idiot, because honestly, like if you guys are wanting aesthetics, if you have good posture, your arms actually look bigger because they're in their natural position, and if someone looks at you from the side, then your arms look bigger, just because due to the fact that your biceps and triceps are facing in a parallel direction that you're standing, and so on a side view they look bigger. And same thing with like the rear delts. Like honestly guys, rear delt training is probably like one of the most important things you could ever do for physique. Like I'm surprised not enough people do. If you want, and if you have a crappy back, if you have like bad shoulders, like you're honestly leaving your bench on the table, because those things are really good for stabilizing your leverages. I mean, just even like shoulders for stabilization, and then like you're having a decent back is really good as a really good leverage for your bench, because you kind of decrease the range of motion, but even so you decrease the range of motion and you can get to your chest a lot faster, and you could use more weight, which in turn goes to progressive overload, and huzzah. And anyways, here the face pulls was a rest pause style, so I did 15 reps and I did about 5 reps for the rest pause. You rest 15 seconds, then you do 5 reps. And I love this exercise, guys, and it keeps me happy. Anyways, that was the workout for the day, and hope you guys enjoyed.
How's it going, guys? I'm probably gonna get a lot of weird looks from people walking around my car, and sorry for the obnoxiously loud heater because it is frozen outside. There's a little bit of snow. It was bad this morning, but it calmed down. Anyways, feeling good today. I PR'd on everything I wanted to. My only issue so far right now is feeling my rear delts on face pulls. I don't know why. I just don't feel it that much. Like I I really do for my traps, but I mean, granted, that's where you want to feel a lot of it too in face pulls, the traps. But I guess right now I'm gonna go to Macy's actually. Well, not Macy's specifically, but Standard Optical to pick up my other contacts, so I can see and not be blind as a bat. Well, that's right, guys. I use sonar to locate certain areas of my life. All right, but anyways, go do that. Training yesterday with my boys. They're getting stronger. I'm proud of them. I mean, granted, linear progression is really good for beginners, but then there's gonna be a sticking point where you might want to change your periodization up a little bit, like concurrent or undulating. It's another good one. Just things that you're going to have to use certain tactics, like blocks. Like you're going to use like certain blocks to progress on certain lifts, and then, even then, like I'm sitting here progressing on all my lifts. There's going to probably be a point where I can't do that. There's probably going to be a point where I have to focus on one lift to really bring up all the time. But anyways, I'm going to milk these noobish gains. I say like the first 2-3 years are like more of the newbie gains, where like you can pretty much always sit there and add weight on a linear progression. But then there's going to be a point where you have to use exercise rotation more efficiently, or use like a double progression model where you. Well, I mean, I'd use that now because it's still a type of linear progression, but it's more of the exercise rotation, because normally when you accommodate to a new stimulus, it kind of provides it kind of tricks your body. Oh, yeah, I know, understand, but it's not the way the bros say it, because the thing is that when your CNS adjusts to a certain lift, you become stronger at it. I mean, it's quite simple, because after neurological adaptations occur, hypertrophy happens, or hypertrophy is the byproduct of the neurological adaptation, which in turn builds muscle. So that's why strength progression is the best way to put on muscle. And the stretch too. The stretch, the tonnage, the intensity and tonnage of the stretch on a certain muscle group with the concentric eccentric, then, you know, progressing on that, you know, nerdy crap. Alright, I'm a nerd, guys. Accept that. Anyways, I'm gonna make more topics. I'm gonna make more videos on these kind of topics. I'm probably gonna put vlogs on hold once I get certain equipment so I can film these kind of videos better, because I mean, vlogs they're fun, I guess, because I could just sit there and ramble all day, but I want to get to I want to like really put out like informational videos. So I'm gonna invest in a few things, and then I can start putting really good quality content out for you guys that can really benefit you, especially beginners. But yeah, we're gonna just enjoy the day, guys. And people are behind me. I'm gonna get sued. I don't know. They didn't ask for this. They didn't ask for some random kid to be vlogging and somehow misconstrued it, and now they somehow end up on my video. But I digress. No, it's. All right, guys. It is currently like 11 o'clock the next day. I just didn't really have anything interesting to, you know, record for footage for you guys. I mean, that's the problem. Again, is that I can sit there and try to use this content all day, but, you know, I'll tell you some useful tips before I conclude this video. Let's talk about intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is wonderful, guys. Like, it is easily the only reason why I can probably diet as long as I can is because I pretty much think if you save all your calories towards the end of the day and you eat like a big meal, I'm just full, guys. Like, I can easily go 20 hours fasting without even thinking about it. Like, I got to the point where I can do these super long fasts and be perfectly okay. I used to do it. In fact, I've been stupid before with fasts, and I've done a 48-hour fast before, and to be completely honest, I was really stupid, because actually the benefits kind of waver away after 20 hours. So that's why I don't really care to go over 20 hours anymore. But that's a little tip. For intermittent fasting, the rate you adapt is probably, it depends on person to person, but I'd say it takes roughly around 2 weeks for the average person to adapt to it. For me, yeah, for me it was around a week, 2 weeks. First of all, like, you gotta, it's not the fact that you're hungry, you just don't know what true hunger really is. Like, your stomach growling is not an indication of hunger, guys. Like, it's so, like, people always think, like, oh, my stomach's growling out, it means I'm hungry. No, it just means it's expanding or shrinking, one of those two. And chances are, if you haven't had food in your system for a while, it's probably shrinking. But I digress. So leave off with that tip. Try intermittent fasting if you have a hard time dieting, and I'll probably make a video on how to get started with that.